I'm excited to show off our MCP server, and thank you for joining us today. The first thing we're going to look at is a list of clients that have already been configured for me in our RequestRocket environment. And notice that we're using Cursor with an MCP tool enabled. Here the AI has detected the list clients endpoint. It's listed out the clients. We have RequestRocket and MCP test. For today, we want to create a proxy in our MCP test environment. But before we do that, we want to understand what resources we already have deployed there. The AI detects that there's a number of different endpoints that it can use to get data from our platform. It goes ahead and gets credentials, targets, and proxies. Beautiful. Now, the next problem we have is that we've already done this demo once before, so we want to actually first delete our original proxy, the dogs API proxy. We can do that in two ways. We can do that by deleting the proxy, or in this case, we'll do that by deleting the proxy key, and that will delete the proxy that is associated with it. Okay, the key has been deleted, and the proxy should also have been deleted. The next thing that we might like to do, just to confirm, is to review what resources we have now in that environment. We can go ahead and look at our user interface. We can see by refreshing the screen. Now we just have one target and one credential. So let's go ahead and create a new proxy, one that is using an API key-based authentication. We'll let the AI decide what key value to put in the header. The AI understands through the documentation in the MCP server that it needs to create that credential first and then create the proxy that uses the credentials and targets. Perfect. We can see we now have a new proxy credential. We have the API key, and we also have a proxy. But more than that, we can also get the AI to test that proxy for us. Awesome, we have a successful result. But let's just make sure it works with some incorrect credentials. If we go ahead and have a look at our proxies right now, refreshing, we can see that that original request was made. And we can see that a failed request has also been made. Let's go ahead and refresh and have another look. We can see we have one error and two requests. Getting ready for our next demo, we might like to instead, this time, delete the proxy but keep everything else. Now it's having another look at what resources we have. It says we have 2 credentials and 1 target. No proxies. But to continue our demo today, let's recreate that proxy and we'll make a few more requests. We go back to our proxies, we should see that new proxy has been created. And we can look inside and see that we have 1 request. Now we can control more than just the proxy and create and we can also update it. In our case, what we might like to do now is have the AI disable that proxy for us. Go ahead and refresh to see those changes come through. Alright, we can see it's now inactive. We can manually set that to proxy back to active so that we can continue our test and make a few more requests. This time we'll tell the agent to make another request, but instead of 1, let's make a few more. The AI makes 4 requests as we've asked it to do. And we can even use the AI to check on our telemetry. We can see we've had 5 total requests. No failures as yet. And the AI is going to get our telemetry and give us those statistics that we're looking at. Here you can see our configuration as it is right now. As a last test, what we would like to do is also pull up the last few requests to see those requests to the proxy and the data that we have for them. Now we're not logging any of the payload information, so at the moment we're purely pulling header and query parameters, but you can see that information all listed out here, matching our history. Not only that, we also collect additional information in that header that might be relevant for security purposes. We can see that all of the requests to our proxy today have come from Australia.